one of the main causes of today's problem among the youth is lack of affection in the family, in the community. I think just a few days ago, I was in Zurich. This is some discussion with some scientist, some economist. It's a discussion about the recent crisis about global economy, whether there is some connection with the mental emotions. So these scientists about economy, and bankers, they raise question whether there is some rule in the economic field, whether there is also the rule of the altruism, whether some rule in the modern economic system. Then finally, all discussions, all experts they are through their own experience, their own analyze, all agree, even in economic field, the altruistic attitude is very much relevant. So there I told, it is quite understandable in modern society, particularly in the West, or in the materialized society, much advanced materialistic society, the concept of compassion, these are altruism, these are sometimes people feel irrelevant. Of course, to religious people, love, compassion, forgiveness, these are relevant. But society as a whole, a normal way, not much relevant, that kind of attitude. So there I told, it's understandable, I feel. 1,000 years, the religion remained very important element in society. Then about last, I think about 2 centuries, the science and then the technology. With the help of science and technology now brings immediately positive result. So through prayer will not bring immediately, isn't it? Just hopeful. I pray to God and some good things may come future. No guarantee. But technology, 100% guarantee. If you do this, yes, the next year or next month you get this benefit. So therefore, people, all our interest, all our energy put on technology, science. So the interest about religion, about inner values, a little bit neglected. Now, since later part of 20th century, and now beginning of 21st century, now people, including scientists, or scientists, particularly medical scientists and social scientists, and many fields, now they begin to realize, and also those billionaires, they also realize the value of material thing. There's limitation. With money, you can buy good house, good facility, and you can visit different countries as a holiday, like that. But for inner peace is concerned, money fail to bring inner peace. Bring some satisfaction for temporarily, but cannot bring permanent, lasting mental peace. So therefore, now people begin to pay more attention about our basic human values. So then interest about about compassion, altruism, these things. Also, there is one element. You see, people sometimes, you see, consider, for example, many years ago, one time in then East Germany, West Germany there, one time in West Germany, one minister, you see, some gathering, some meeting, one German minister, you see, we just touched about the moral ethics. Then he told me, moral ethics must be based on religious faith. I didn't sort of respond. Okay. Even later, I asked the late Pope John Paul Murray. Now, I asked, the moral ethics must be based on religious faith or not? And he didn't answer. Of course, I love him, I respect him. Great sort of spiritual leader. There's no question. But his lieutenant, one cardinal, he then responded, oh, moral authority, moral ethics must be based on religious faith. If I ask further question, what religion? Then his answer quite sure, Catholic. So, of course, that's right. For practitioner of Catholicism, or practitioner of Buddhism, practitioner of Hinduism, yes, I think they feel the real sort of that has a basis of moral ethics is one's own religion, like that. So that's the problem, I feel. So when we talk about these moral ethics, then people consider love, compassion, forgiveness, these are spiritual things. It's related with religion. So I have now say, this is one person may say, oh, I'm non-believer. I have no interest about religion at all. So you see, these matters also, you see, no need to pay attention about these things. These are religious matter. Clear. Yeah, I think that's wrong. Firstly, there must be moral ethics based on just our common sense, not on religion. So I always describe promotion of moral ethics. There are three ways, should be three ways. Number one, theistic way, believe God, or Brahma, or Shivaji, like that, believe that, and or Allah. And through that way, one way promote compassion or these moral ethics. Then second, non-theistic, like Jainism and Buddhism. No concept of God, creator, but law of causality. If you harm other, you get negative consequences. If you help other, you get positive consequences. That's the law of causality. That's one way. Now there should be third one. That's secular way, without touching religion. Simply using our common sense, our common experience, and then latest scientific finding. That's the basis of promotion of inner values. As I already mentioned, you see, inner peace, more compassionate. For inner peace, you have more compassionate attitude here, sense of concern of well-being of other. Then there is no room of harming other. There is no room of cheating other, because you always deliberately, you see, deliberately sort of what's the concern about well-being of other. Clear. So through that way, you can carry your daily life open, transparent, truthful, honest. If deep inside, self-centered attitude, and through that way, little suspect, little sort of distrust. and you doing something a little different, then you cannot be honest, truthful. That brings fear. That destroys inner peace. And human being, as a social animal, in order to build the good cooperation or good community, friendship is very essential. In order to develop friendship, trust is the basis. With full of suspicion, how can develop friendship? Trust is basis. In order to bring trust, transparent, truthful, honest, these are major factors to bring trust. So these are logical sort of approach without touching religion. No matter whether there's next life or not, whether there's God or not, doesn't matter. So long we are here as a social animal. Particularly now this moment, the global economy heavily interdependent. Whether European or Australian economy much depend on Chinese market, isn't it? Like that. And like that, you see, every continent, you see, the economic development much depend on rest of the world. They cannot sort of manage on. They cannot sort of further develop within your own area. So that's the today's reality. Then most important environment issue. No matter how powerful one single nation, you cannot change the weather condition unless whole world work together. I think Copenhagen summit, I think the cause of failure is different nations or important nation. Their top priority is their own nation's interest, and that also short term. And global issue secondary. That's the problem. I often is telling people's problem China, most populated nation, very important nation, but still part of the world. So the Chinese leaders, whether they like it or not, they have to follow the world trend, isn't it? Openness, transparency, free information. These are whole world now, that trend, isn't it? So like that. So therefore, now I think your answer, the answer for your question, I think parents, they must provide maximum affection to your children.